So the Quest 3 just launched. You probably bought it and you're wondering what games are actually good for it. I wanted to make a list of my 5 favorite games so far that actually have updates, upgrades, or mixed reality implemented into the Quest 3 version of the game. And with a large library out there, we only get to pick 5, so let's see what they are. But before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that if you do want to purchase any of these games and want 25% off, there will be a link in the description down below, and it is an affiliate link, just letting you know. It helps us both out, so I would appreciate if you use those, and you get a discount, so that's always great. Into the Radius is a game right in time for spooky season that manages to balance a good amount of creepiness, intrigue, and engaging gameplay. I mean, this game does rely pretty heavily on its like creepy and kind of unnerving atmosphere, and Quest 3 brings back a lot of that PCVR quality that was lost in the Quest 2 version, and it really does look fantastic on a portable device. When you compare it to the Quest 2, it really does bring a completely different atmosphere. There's just so much more texture details, and it just looks like a deeper experience on Quest 3. Along with your character and other objects and entities that you will encounter actually cast shadows, which goes a long way to improve the immersion and just the overall experience. Yeah, Into the Radius though is just a fun game in general, plus with this Quest 3 enhancements, it really makes it worthwhile to pick this one up. It looks good, it plays good, and it's just a fun and kind of different game. I mean, if you've ever played the Stalker series, that's probably the closest thing that I could compare it to. If you've never played that, then this really will feel like a different kind of game to you. So Drop Dead the Cabin actually already got a graphics update for Quest 3, but the developers actually did give me a code, and I'm sorry I never made a video about it. I was kind of going through 20s midlife crisis. You know, depression, it's a real but you know what? I'm going to mention the game now because it is really fun, and it's upgraded for the Quest 3, and there's even more coming soon with mixed reality. This really is worth the purchase alone for new Quest 3 users, since the amount of mixed reality experiences is not that extensive at the moment. This one is looking to be quite insane. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. Red Matter 2, one of the best looking games on the Quest 3, hands down. Heck, it's one of the best looking freaking games on VR in general. And the Quest 3 version really does actually trade blows with PSVR 2 and even PCVR from the graphical quality standpoint. And this is definitely one of those types of showcase games where you could load it up at really any save game point and let a newcomer try the headset on to see how advanced the technology and graphics has actually become for standalone and just VR in general. And this is all thanks to Quest 3's new power and the developers actually updating the graphics to support the new hardware. It's kind of a good one for the season if you're not super into horror games, but you want a game with really pretty graphics, interesting story, and just a little bit of eeriness around the holiday spooky season. All right, we all know it's been rumored for a while. Kojima working on a VR game. Let's hope that it's actually happening, and those of us with tinfoil hats on believe it might be a Silent Hill VR game. We can only hope, but I digress. You don't have to wait for a Metal Gear VR experience because Espire 2 is the stealth espionage game that is crafted directly with VR in mind, and it is simply fantastic. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the graphics update for the Quest 3 is out, but it doesn't really matter because Espire 2 already looks and plays just phenomenally. But the real Quest 3 upgrade is actually the mixed reality missions. And you probably guessed correctly, your house is overrun with enemies and you're gonna have to stealth your way out of there. And even though a lot of what game developers have on offer right now for mixed reality is just really cool, regardless of it not being perfect, this in particular really makes me eager to see where it goes in the future, and they did a fantastic job with implementing these modes into this game. But with Quest 3 and those MR missions, 100% worth a purchase, no regrets. But before I give you the final game, I just want to mention 2 quick things. One is that there are a ton of other mixed reality, graphical updated games that exist on Quest 3 right now. These are just the ones that for me personally rose to the top, as well as I made some t-shirt designs recently and have launched them on Spring so you can easily purchase them. I set them at low prices, my margins are thin, but my designs are freaking awesome. So if you enjoy cyberpunk, dystopian futures, surely check my designs out. And with that, let's talk to the final recommendation, which is Dungeons of Eternity. And I'm aware you probably already have this game as it's been lighting the Quest best-selling charts on fire, but I had to mention it because it does have an upgraded graphics mode for Quest 3, and even though it's not the craziest upgrade in the entire list that I've said so far, the game is just downright fun, and even if it does have an emphasis on multiplayer co-op dungeon crawling, I played the game primarily solo and I've had a fantastic time. And you can actually see my solo player full review popping up on screen now if you're still unsure about buying it. With all that said and done though, I hope to see you in the next video, and be sure that if you're new here, you hit that subscribe button because very soon I'm going to be posting a video on PSVR 2 versus Quest 3, and I think that everyone within the VR community will find it interesting. So I cannot wait to share that, and I will see you guys in the next video.